right before I moved here, Chantel was like, you should probably start helping me out with scalps. And I was like, I don't know what you mean. I was like, I know what you do. I was like, I wanted to learn eyebrows for a long time. But I'm like, I want to learn eyebrows because I know how much money she was making.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't know at that time how long she had been an artist in different facets, right? So I was like, well, I know I have more artistic background than you.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
But how do I fit in this mix? So instead of learning eyebrows, because at the time she thought it would be weird for a guy to do brows until Brow Daddy and all these other people came out, right?
Seriously.
She was like, you should probably learn scalps. So I started learning, practicing on melons and whatnot, and I kind of took to it pretty quick. And then from there, I started doing my own clients. When I did models, it was one thing, because usually it was somebody with needed density or something like that. It wasn't a whole scalp.
Yeah.
But when I started to see the confidence in these young and older gentlemen go from 0 to 100 within 4 sessions, it changed my life. Because when I got out of the oil field, I made a promise to God that I would not fill an oil tycoon's pockets and do something that helped people out for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So whether that was art, either way, whatever it was.
Yeah.
When I was in sales, I felt like I was helping people because I was selling whole home generators to help people in Hurricane Alley. So we did a lot of stuff that really other companies weren't doing.
Yeah.
So with that and the scalp micropigmentation, I saw how these people's lives changed. It really created a fire inside of me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beauty Bound with your host, Cristal Rubio. You can find me at Beauty Pro Bookkeeping. And I'm actually here with somebody who I've met through Jackie, through her first Glow and Gather event. And I'm very excited to have him on because I don't think we ever hear about a guy being in the beauty industry. And better yet, we don't ever hear about a straight guy being in the beauty industry. It's not uncommon. Well, actually, it is very uncommon. But I just want to introduce Triston, and I want him to let you guys know a little bit about himself.
Yeah, so I'm Triston Barrios. I'm a scalp micropigmentation artist, and I'm also, I work with Procell Therapies, which is an aesthetic brand in the aesthetic community. You can find me at POPPADOTS. It reads Papa Dots on Instagram. And it will be back up, hopefully, by the time this comes out. We had some issues with social media, but we're going to be back by the time this comes out. But, so I basically, I work in scalp micropigmentation. I fell into it. Chantel's been on. So I got into that just by kind of happenstance. So I've been an artist my whole life since I was like 4 years old. And I just had a gift. And I've always been in the art, some kind of art my whole life.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that, during 2020-ish area, a lot of things were wild at that time. So I left the oil field and I joined,
like oil field to this?
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
So I've worked most jobs.
Yeah.
I've been a bartender on Bourbon Street. Because I'm from New Orleans. So, so I was in the oil field for 10 years.
Okay.
And after I left the oil field, it was kind of weird. I didn't know what to do with my hands.
Okay.
Because I was like, what do I do? I don't have really any. I didn't go to college. Like I just kind of jumped into the oil field. And when I got into the workspace. But I had some, management skills, stuff like that, but I didn't get to apply that in the oil field.
Yeah.
So I was in the oil field for 10 years, and I got out of that. We got furloughed, is what they called it. It was essentially a layoff because we couldn't, perform what we were doing.
Because it's during the times that they closed down a lot of oil fields, correct?
So yeah, they closed it down. But my position in the oil field was a petroleum inspector. So I would go on the ships and barges and measure the oil, gas, whatever else is on board. And do calculations from what they're pumping off to the refinery or whatever tank farm they have. So it's foreign ships. So you got ships from Russia, Venezuela, China, everywhere. So maybe not China, but so India, a bunch of places across the earth. And so when they would come in, they when you're on the deck of a ship that's got 300,000 barrels of gasoline. Obviously, you can't have anything electronic on the deck of a ship, but the captains and the people that were running the ship didn't want us to go into the galley to do our paperwork and whatnot, so we had to pop open a computer on the deck of a ship, and that's not intrinsically safe per, IFIA, which is the International Federation of Inspectors Association. I'm guessing. Don't quote me on that. But it's a licensing and it's worldwide.
Okay.
And so they didn't want us on the decks of the ship. The refineries had an issue with us putting everyone in a 5 to 10 mile radius at danger because 300,000 barrels of gasoline is a really big bomb that nobody wants to deal with. So, they furloughed us. And, we were deemed essential until we got furloughed, and then we weren't. So we just had to hang out at home. And I've always had at least 2 jobs since I was 15. So I was driving myself nuts collecting $600 a week.
And you're like not doing shit.
I'm like, I cannot do this. I was drinking a lot. I'm like, no, I got to get out of here. So I helped a friend out. I worked with him, selling generators and whatnot. And, I didn't realize how good of a salesman I was, but I've always been a people person.
Okay.
With the background I have, bartending on Bourbon Street, you see people from all walks of life. And, I've had a business. I had a screen printing and graphic design business for 7 years. So I knew how to sell, but I didn't know how good I was when I was selling a product.
Okay.
And it just fell in my lap, and I literally brought a dealership, a generator dealership, from making $150,000 a year to $9 million in less than 3 years.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so I was able to retire the guy from the oil field because he worked at with a different company.
Yeah.
And I was able to retire him from that and work at his company full time. And it just didn't work out on my end. There's a lot of stuff that happened that kind of led me to Texas.
Yeah.
So I ended up here. But in the between time, right before I moved here, Chantel was like, "You should probably start helping me out with scalps." And I was like, "I don't know what you mean." I was like, "I know what you do." I was like, I wanted to learn eyebrows for a long time, but I'm like, I want to learn eyebrows because I know how much money she was making.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't know at that time how long she had been an artist in different facets, right? So I was like, well, I know I have more artistic background than you.
Yeah.
Because I used to help mentor kids and stuff like that with my art mentor during summer camp and stuff like that. So I was like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
But how do I fit in this mix? So instead of learning eyebrows, because at the time she thought it would be weird for a guy to do brows until Brow Daddy and all these other people came out, right?
Seriously.
So she was like, you should probably learn scalps. So I started learning, practicing on melons and whatnot, and I kind of took to it pretty quick. And then from there, I started doing my own clients. When I did models, it was one thing because usually it was somebody would needed density or something like that. It wasn't a whole scalp.
Yeah.
But when I started to see the confidence in these young and older gentlemen go from 0 to 100 within 4 sessions, it changed my life. Because when I got out of the oil field, I made a promise to God that I would not fill an oil tycoon's pockets and do something that helped people out for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So whether that was art, either way, whatever it was.
Yeah.
When I was in sales, I felt like I was helping people because I was selling whole home generators to help people in Hurricane Alley. So we did a lot of stuff that really other companies weren't doing.
Yeah.
So with that and the scalp micropigmentation, I saw how these people's lives changed. It really created a fire inside of me.
Because it doesn't, when it comes to like the micropigmentation, the scalp micropigmentation, I never knew that men were very insecure when it came to balding. I thought, you always hear beauty industry, so it's always women. We're always trying to get Botox. We're trying to get lip fillers. We're trying to get all the things to make us feel beautiful, But you never hear about a guy wanting to do any of those things. So you just think, oh, they don't even care, or it's not a big deal, or because we don't think it's a big deal, it's like, well, it's not even a big deal. But the amount of men who are actually very self-conscious about balding or even having a hair thinning, it's insane.
So there's a few things I want to put into perspective for you in the audience. So it's not just people that have lost their hair in their late 30s, in their early 40s. I went to school with people that were losing their hair like in 17, 18, they had like a horseshoe going.
Yeah.
And they would always wear hats. A lot of the guys were on the baseball team, whatever. So like they was able to conceal it and not be as pronounced and as noticeable. But, once you get out of baseball and you're not going to college and playing baseball, you got to wear that, man.
Yeah.
And so I knew what those guys went through.
Yeah.
You're not even old enough to drink it and you're losing your hair. That's a problem. So, and to put other things into perspective, it's not just younger people that have a higher DHT conversion, which makes you lose your hair. It's also people that went through alopecia,
Yes.
that went through cancer, can't grow their hair correctly back.
Yeah.
So it might come back, but it's going to be wiry, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that there's a wide scope of people that are a great candidate for SMP, and we also have a lot of people that that just might have they might be thinning in their crown or thinning in their temples. So we can go underneath the actual hair and create a density treatment, which makes it look thicker. But the way me and Chantel approach it, and all of the great artists in the industry do approach it in a natural way. We want it to look as natural as possible. I've only been conned by a couple of my clients to make them have the hardest Dominican-looking hairline.
Oh my gosh, that line.
Yeah. And I advise against it. But this was when I was younger in my SMP career. Money talks a lot, but ultimately they're wearing your product, they're wearing your art on their head, and now I don't do that anymore. So if you want an extreme hard line, I can give you a barber shape up, but I'm not going to make it so dense to where it looks fake.
Yeah.
Because I never put a helmet, that's what they call it in the industry, on people, but I got pretty close. And at that time I was like, I'm not happy with it, even though the guy paid me handsomely. But at the same time, I'm like
that's your work out there.
I'm not touching your head for 5 years, bro. You can't pay me enough. I'm not going to have you walking around looking goofy.
Yeah.
And me and Chantel approach it in the same way. So we want to give somebody a product that we would wear. And a lot of that came down to I used to have hair.
Yeah.
So I had hair, and then it never was really thinning as much as it was receding.
Okay.
Just it would come back a little bit.
Yeah.
All of the men in my family died with a full head of hair, so I wasn't concerned with that. But I always had a 5 head, and it started to be in a 5.5 head. And I was like, all right, well, it's probably time for me to do something here. So, and then I was already doing SMP, and it's one thing for a beautiful woman to try to sell the product because the guys are already self-conscious and they're talking to somebody that's, she's a 10. So it's like, it's hard for her to make the sale. Because they're just kind of unsure. But then you got a guy with a full
They can't relate.
Yeah. And then you got a guy with a full head of hair doing your treatment. It's like, oh, well, this guy's got a full head of hair. What if I just shave my head and I'm like you now? So if I'm wearing it confidently and I'm getting way more attention than what I was getting when I had a full head of hair. It was my full head of hair. Looking back at it, I was holding on to some shit.
So I actually went deep diving today because I was trying to find your stupid ass Instagram. Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? Well, but I found your other Instagram and I scrolled down and I was like, what the hell was this? Like, shit ton of hair.
Yeah, it's not, so it's shit ton of hair because it was after COVID. So when we were in the oil field and before all this shit happened, we knew the barbershops got cut down. Yeah. But we were still working. Yeah. So me and my friend Paul, we basically made a bet. I made the bet and I lost the bet because I cut my hair first. But I was like, all right, first person to cut their hair owes the other person $50 for a haircut.
Yeah.
Paul still has his hair to this day.
No way.
I got into sales and I wanted to look a little bit more professional. So instead of the crazy caveman look, I can share some pictures with you.
Yes, please.
When my beard was way out here, my hair was just crazy. So I had my hair down to my shoulders.
You didn't do the man bun?
I did. Yeah. So when I got to like deep diving into sales, like, all right, I'm good at this. These people know me about the long hair and the tattoos. But I got to clean it up a little bit because I'm starting to get bigger clients and I'm rubbing elbows with some pretty important people. Yeah. So let me try to clean it up a little bit. So I did the top knot thing. I had the fade on the side and the top knot and just pulling it back. So for a little bit over a year, it started receding even more. I'm like, all right.
You're like, it's time to.
So I cut it down, more of like a modern pompadour-ish look, but I never could achieve it because my hair's it's a lot of hair, but the hair follicles are fine. So it's like it never would stand up like everybody else's, and I didn't like putting a whole lot of product in my hair because I didn't want to feel like I'm just like gelled up like Johnny Bravo. Like then me and Chantal really made a decision for me, and I did shave my head back in high school. We had a friend, one of our really, really good friends, I consider him family. Yeah. He had passed away from cancer, and we shaved our head when we found out he had cancer, and we shaved our head again at the funeral. Mm-hmm. And oddly enough, I was getting a lot more attention back then when I had a bald head, and then when I grew my hair back, it was like, Yeah. So, I'm happy with my decision. Easy decision. It's easy to make sales, easier to make sales with SMP. Getting attention. I am a single man, so I've been trying to date and trying to find a wife somewhere around here. So it's easier to, pinpoint the people that actually are showing you attention. So,
Yeah.
So it was a no-brainer for me. And then now I used to have to get up and waste 30 minutes on my hair.
And now
it's like, all right, wash my face, if I could take a shower, whatever it is, and then go to work. So it's a lot easier to maintain. And that's something we try to sell to the client too. Like, hey, bro, you've been combing over this crown for so long. I've had, I won't name anybody, but I've had people that had consultations and they're saying they're thinning in their crown.
Yeah.
And I'm going to FaceTime you. Don't lie to me. I'm going to FaceTime you. So I FaceTimed the guy and he said it was a comb over. And if it was just an extreme case of Homer Simpson. And I was like, dude.
Like 3 hairs.
I was like, and I'm not sure. I never sat in one of Chantel's consultations, but in general, I don't BS anybody. I'm a straight shooter. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'll be respectful. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie to you.
You have to be honest.
Yeah. So, and I was like, dude, you got to shave, bro. And he was like, I'm not shaving. I was like, well, I'm not doing your SMP. He was like, why? I was like, understand. I'm sure you've seen pictures, videos, and everything else like that. It's a more of a flat surface-based artwork on your head.
I mean, what are you're not creating a fucking long piece of hair when you tattoo. It's not like you're creating lines,
right.
And
so he argued with me on the phone. And I'm like, I understand your frustration.
Yeah.
But you have to look at it from my standpoint, too. Like, I've done it before. In my very, very infancy of doing SMP, I thought I could achieve a look with a guy that was thinning or just holding on to stuff that he shouldn't have been holding on to. And it just came out, and I wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
The guy was kind of happy with it. He wanted me to do, like, brush strokes in his hair. I'm like, dude, you coach a high school basketball team. I'm not going to have you out there getting clowned by 11 graders, bro. I know how mean it can get.
Yeah.
So, I just did the SMP like I normally would, and it just didn't come out right. He still paid me and everything like that, and he was somewhat happy with it because it did make his hair look dense. He still had strands, but it wasn't like full.
Yeah.
And I learned from that. So every time somebody comes in and they have an extreme comb over, if they're just holding on to a dream, I'm like, dude, I could sell you a product. I can't sell you a dream.
Yeah.
Because this dream's going to turn out being a nightmare because you're going to have nice SMP on the back and you're combing it over with shit from over here to go over here, and you covering this big island right there just full of shiny scalp.
Yeah.
And he got very pissed off at me. And then I started talking about Procell. I was like, well, there's 2 different things we do. We can do SMP, but that will require you to shave or at least get your hair really low. Or we can go Procell, and Procell's going to get real hair growth back. He argued with me again and told me minoxidil is the only thing on the market that works.
No.
And I'm like, okay. So
but minoxidil only works for as long as you keep on taking it.
Thank you.
And once you stop taking it, it starts to fall off again.
And then he was brave enough to tell me that he was taking oral minoxidil. So I'm like, okay, so I know I don't know what we can say on here.
You could say you're...
So I didn't tell him this, but in the back of my mind, I was like, I know your dick doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, minoxidil orally, certain people can get away with it. Some people, it just shuts them down.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, well, I know it's got to have some side effects. I'm not going to call them out. I was like, you don't get side effects with Procell. You don't get side effects with SMP.
Like, motherfucker, if you're single, you're going to stay single.
Yeah. And I mean, he looked he might have had money. His house looked nice, but he looked very single to me. The way he was, his mannerisms and the way he was talking to me.
Yeah.
You're coming to me for a service and you're arguing with me when I'm telling you what I offer. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So argue with me, told me minoxidil is the only thing on the market that works. And I disagree with him and basically told him the routes we can take. Like Procell, we get about 70 to 73% people that will get real hair growth back. Whereas SMP, you got to shave. It's easy to maintain. You just shave your head 2, maybe 3 times a week, depending on how fast your real hair grows back. But it's an easy maintenance. You don't have to go to sit in a barbershop for 2 hours.
And how do you know what to recommend to what? Because I'm sure once you pass a certain point of hair loss, there's no coming back from it, right?
Well, yes and no. So unless it's a form of alopecia or some kind of radiation therapy that you've been taking, we can get it to come back.
Okay.
But if it is like the George Jefferson, George Costanza, don't ask me why every George is bald. George Foreman. Don't ask me. I don't know the ins and outs of that. But a lot of Georges are bald. But you know how it's really smooth and shiny.
Yeah.
When it's smooth and shiny, that's something I would be, all right, we need to do SMP on you. Because I know I'm not going to get a good result with Procell. I'm probably not going to get any result. Those follicles are dormant.
Yeah.
They're sleeping. They ain't waking up.
Okay.
So SMP would be a better route. which is challenging because most of the George Jefferson, George Costanzas, the horseshoe, whatever you want to call it, they're most of the time they're in their 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
And it's hard to sell somebody a scalp tattoo when they're in that range because they're usually married, maybe single, but they're past a certain point where they really don't care about their appearance. They just want to fix it. Yeah. And I just tell them SMP is the only way to go if they have that smoothness. Yeah. Whereas if you're thinning in the crown or thinning in the temples here, the postpartum for women, post-COVID hair loss is a thing. There's ways we can get that back if it's just thinning. Yeah. And if there is follicles still there.
Or there's like that thin baby hair. Yeah.
I can get that back.
So my husband has that, and he's always like, getting the shampoos and stuff. And I do we've talked about the Procell. I'm like, babe, if you bought me that machine.
Yeah, I'll give you a good deal. I'll give you $1,000 off right now. So, but no, so the 70% is a really good rate. And that's a lot of people in the SMP market don't carry Procell, which to me, we're missing out on money. Yeah. And me and you, because I can sell you the Procell, I can make my commission, train you how to use it, and train you and give you marketing material to make you more business in your salon. And you'll get real hair growth back, so you can consider yourself a hair regrowth studio or whatever you want to call it, hair replacement service. And still not have to do the man units and still not have to put glue on somebody's scalp and do anything extreme like hair fibers where they have to wash it off and their bathtub's black. I hate that stuff, by the way. I've had a...
I can't remember the name of it, but it's in that gray, bluish bottle.
There's multiple different brands, but you just kind of shake it and it's like, oh, yeah.
And there's like a little spray on it and then,
And back in the 80s, they used to spray paint.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. The commercials. I mean?
Yeah. So that's basically essentially what it is without putting spray paint aerosol on your head.
It's just fibers.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a bunch of different ways we can get hair growth back. But the SMP artists that aren't using Procell, I would love to make the money. Yeah. But we're attacking it from two different ways. You're attacking us SMP only. I get it. You want to be a specialist. I get it. But if you can get these people that you're missing that don't want the tattoo, and you can get money into your studio or your spa, whatever you want to call it, that's revenue that you're missing out on. And I do believe in Procell, not just the hair. So we do the skin as well. So in Louisiana, you have to be a tattoo artist and certified in tattoo to break the skin at 0.25 millimeters. So I had my tattoo license and I started doing Procell for the skin. And,
Procell is awesome, guys.
We see the results. The results speak for themselves. And I started off just by happenstance with the hair. I just finished up an SMP model. Chantel called me, hey, I forgot to put this guy on my books for a Procell treatment. Can you do it? And she was like halfway to San Antonio. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, I know what you do. I know what it is, but I have no idea what you're doing when you do it. And she was like, it's just like the SMP. Yeah. But it's just a different device and there's a different tip. And I'm like,
you're like, fuck it.
That's Greek to me. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. She literally went on FaceTime and trained me in 15 minutes.
Oh, shit.
And don't tell anybody I said that, by the way. But I did the process on the guy. It was very easy, and she gave me the money for it because I did the procedure. I was like, did I just make $200 in 40 minutes? And she was like, yeah. I was like, so tell me more about this. I would like to know about this. So we, that's how I got into Procell. I started doing that on the SMP clients. I actually finished that guy Patrick out. He had a really good result. And that was like, all right, well, this stuff works. Yeah. So what is it? And they were, back then the terminology that they were using for marketing was stem cells and growth factors and cytokines. Now it's more of a DNA repair enzyme. They changed the formula a little bit. A lot of people were uncomfortable in how they used to market the serum. Yeah. They have changed the formula, have changed the serum, but the serum's actually stronger now and it works better. So, so that's for the hair and the skin. And
Procell, because you work for, you work for Procell.
Yep.
And one of the things that I freaking love, so I had seen, and I won't say the name of the brand, but I talked to you about it. The first time I ever heard of the stamping, or what is it? Microchanneling? Microchanneling. Yeah. There we go. I heard a different word for it, right? And I remember I got like a free thing during one of the SD shows. But then when I met you and you're like, no, well, it's essentially, this. I was so amazed of the results, even just the first time around. And then Jackie had done a survey. Well, you trained her. And
you were
I
the
was your
model?
model.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I freaking love the results. I recently got it about a month ago. I have to go in this week for my second treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But just like my forehead, like the lines, they're still there, but they're diminishing little by little.
Mm-hmm.
And I freaking love it. So if you're an esthetician and you don't offer this service, you're stupid. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You're not stupid.
Yeah, you are.
But you're honestly leaving money on the table because this is a service that there's a lot of women my age and even younger where if you're really young and you don't have the lines, I'm sure you use it for something else. But if you're like in your 40s, this is a shit to do. Like this is what to get done on your face.
Yeah.
So I know it also comes with like you go home with the little 1 and 2
aftercare.
Yeah, but what are those? Like, tell me a little bit more about that.
So it comes with trial size aftercare.
Yeah.
It's a trial size. It lasts 6 to 7 days, depending on how liberally you use it. And it's basically it makes your skin feel so good. You just want to bathe in it.
I honestly, like when it was done, I was like, "What the hell?" Yeah.
It's very sad for me when I run out. But so the only caveat to that is whatever esthetician you're going to, hint at the full size aftercare.
Yeah.
It lasts 8 to 12 weeks, depending on how liberally you use it. But the trial size is basically just to get you through the healing protocol, and it has retinol, vitamin C, a few actives that are going to enhance and to soften the skin, keep the skin soft like it is when you first left the treatment. But then at the same time, you could still use your normal skincare and your sunscreen and your makeup and everything.
Yeah.
Very next morning. There's no downtime like there is in microneedling.
Yeah.
Microneedling, it was great when it was great. Now it's just people realize like what kind of damage you're doing to the skin, and you're creating more of a macro injury, which is a bigger injury than a micro injury.
Yeah.
And it takes your body longer to heal. That's why after a microneedling treatment, you used to have to hide in like your closet for 5 to 7 days.
Oh my gosh. I've seen some girls lately posting the injuries, you could say, of like the really bad marks on with the microneedling. And I'm like, oh man, I used to want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't anymore.
It was good when it was good. That was the
Yeah.
only thing out. It worked. You couldn't put makeup on. You couldn't use any products for like 5 to 7 days when the skin is fully healed. But then you're not really getting that cellular turnover until 28 days later.
Okay.
Whereas Procell, it's a micro injury.
Okay.
We have like the clay models where we
Yeah.
show what a microneedle looks like, what the derma rollers you get from TJ Maxx look like on your skin, and what the Procell looks like. The Procell, it's very even, spaced out microchannels. The derma roller is just kind of cornrows-ish because it's kind of like the way they have them on the roller, it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But that's what you're doing to your skin. And then the micro needling is just like dragging the needles across the skin. It's just like a bunch of scrapes like you got attacked by a cat. So I always tell
that's
my
so true.
clients, like, I want you to come to me for a service where you feel beautiful tomorrow. You don't feel like you got dragged in the back alley and got beat up. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of Procell. Procell is really popular. A lot of the more vein areas in the U.S., obviously California, Miami, New York.
Yeah.
It is, Austin, Texas. We have a lot of practitioners, and our headquarters is actually in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So, so the downtime, if you're able to do a microchanneling, which is essentially mimics microneedling, the results of it, we do get a quicker and a more even result with Procell, and then you can go to the beach tomorrow morning.
Oh, damn.
You don't have to hide in a closet for a week.
Yeah. And it's true, actually, because, I think I get red. So I get red very easily. But the redness on my skin is still like, I think it only lasted a few hours, and then it was gone. Like, and just moisturize and do my normal cleansing and care of my skin. And then for the next few days, like, my face looked amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and I loved it. My makeup went on really good too.
Yeah. So it's really good. And a lot of older people too, when the skin gets a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
The effects and the healing from microneedling it becomes pretty labor intensive, because if you cut yourself when you're 30, it still takes a little while versus when you were 18, but it'll heal up. But when you're 50, I mean,
and is that recommended like on thinner skin, or is it even with that?
A lot of the practitioners and the sales people we have that are also estheticians in their day to day, they have little slogans. And
Yeah.
if, a lot of people say, if you have skin, you're in. Or
Yeah.
if you have skin, it'll work.
Yeah.
And it's true. The scalps, they don't have it down 100%. That would be great if I could just say, hey, look, you're going to get hair back
Yeah.
no matter what. That's way easier to sell than 70%. 70% is still...
But it's still better than like 10%.
So just to put things into perspective, so 70% is way better than getting that hair transplant in Turkey, because you go into a foreign country, it's probably $4,000, $5,000, whatever. Some people put you in the hotel, some people don't. You come back, your hair's wispy. You got to heal for however long. And do you get a result every time with a hair transplant? Not every time.
Okay.
But you do get a result. Is it a desirable result? That's the question we need to ask ourselves, because if you come back and you feel like your regular hair is regular hair.
Yeah.
And then when you had the hair transplant, it's growing back like a beard. The hair texture looks different.
Yeah.
They might have grafted it from wherever. Usually it's the back of the head.
Yeah.
And not all hair in the back of the head is the same as the front.
It's
because
not.
your hair follicles naturally with the human body, they'll start to diminish towards the front. They get thinner and thinner.
It's thinner because I know, my hair up here is thinner than back here.
So
it's so thick back here.
If you're implanting a thick follicle up here, and not all of them take. So a lot of them are going to fall out. So you might have something, but is it desirable? Can you comb it?
Down.
Can we put gel in it to go to the club or the bar or date night, right? A lot of times not. So that success rate for desirable results is less than 50%.
Oh, man.
And you're paying way more money. You're going to a foreign country. You don't know what's going to happen to you out there, depending on,
So 70%, guys, is better than that 50%.
And it's way cheaper. So it's actually cheaper than Procell hair treatment. 5 to 7 treatments is cheaper than scalp micropigmentation. So scalp micropigmentation across America, if a really good artist is going to charge you anywhere between $2,800 and $3,600.
Yeah.
Procell hair treatment for 6 to 7 treatments is about $1,800 to $2,100.
Okay.
$1,800 to $2,100. So, and that's with aftercare. That's with everything.
Man, see, I don't know if you guys offer any of these services, and like I said, I think I know a few people who do listen, who do use the service. I know our newest one is Desiree from House of Bella.
Yep.
And we also have Pam, so Skin Experience by Pamela. Those are the two that I know.
Carolyn.
Oh, see, I don't know who. Okay.
Did you meet Merlot yet?
No.
Okay.
Is that the girl that works inside of where Pam's at, or no?
No. So they've always been good friends, but Merlot, she has a studio in Castle Hills, but she's another one of my clients.
Okay. See, so there's quite a few people, but I'm sure there isn't enough still here in San Antonio.
There's quite a bit. I mean, just under me, I have Lash Night and Beauty, have Glow by Merlot, have Skin Experience by Pamela, and I have Ashley used to be on there. I think she quit Procell.
Yeah.
And then we have Ann.
Okay. Yes.
So Ann does it too.
Yeah.
She uses my device, but she still does it. She's still certified in the product.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Desiree now. So she's the new blood in the Procell, and she's going to be focusing on a different way, and I'm helping her through that. And we're actually in talks. We got off the phone last night, and we have a plan. So
because she's focused on the intimate bleaching.
Yeah.
Right. And I know a lot of people have been using, or I know there was a brand that was using some kind of microneedling. No, microchanneling.
Yeah.
Fuck.
If you're microneedling down there, I have news for you.
But I know that they're using some kind of needles for all that. But is it because it just helps put the product in deeper when it comes to doing the lightening? So
intimate bleaching in its own right is a little bit different than what Procell does. So Procell does target hyperpigmentation on normal skin.
Yes.
So there is a benefit in those areas. I don't want to speak out of turn. They said from head to toe you're good to go. I don't know if that's true. So don't quote me on that. But I do know that a lot of people do use it. So I actually got Desiree. I told her I was going to reach out to one of my my other acquaintances.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it that. She's not a client of mine, but she is in the Procell family. She also works for a different intimate bleaching company. And then I've been in talks with her trying to get Desiree information through her. Because I was going to bring her on as a Procell rep, my friend up in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So, but she had just put a whole lot of money into her studio, so she was focusing on that. And I was like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
You don't need to come on. But I have a friend that does intimate bleaching.
Yeah.
Can you do it? And she said, yeah. But that's not from Procell. That's from an esthetician.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could recommend that
of course,
legally or anything like that. And I wouldn't talk out of turn.
Of course.
But I know what I know about Procell.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not an esthetician. I'm a tattoo artist.
Yes.
So I don't see clients like that and that. But it does target hyperpigmentation. It does smooth out the skin. It does a lot. So the DNA repair enzymes that are in the serum, they do a lot of things.
Okay.
And I could see where it would benefit. I've never tested this on anybody because I see mostly guys, and I'm not trying to I don't get down like that. So I'd rather not. No offense to anybody who does get down like that, but that's just not me.
Oh, man.
But it's just...
Triston, our new intimate bleaching specialist for males.
No. I'd rather not. Depending on the check, I guess. But no.
It's like money talks.
So a lot of, when we went to Glow and Gather, this most recent one, they did a procedure on the underarms.
Yes.
I would be way more comfortable recommending them try it out on the underarm first versus going
of course
to where the sun doesn't shine.
Yes.
From being politically correct or whatever.
Yeah, so no buttholes, guys.
Yeah, please no. I don't know how needles would feel off the old balloon nut. So.
Yeah. I don't understand sometimes. I would tell Jackie all the time, I don't understand it. Like, why? Like, why, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I'm like, oh man, I couldn't do that. There's no way. I would laugh the whole time.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't either, but I would laugh. I think
I've seen the product working.
You're like, it makes sense.
It looks nicer. Yeah, I will say that.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
And then, one of the companies we see a lot of time is I don't know if I want to name them here, but there's been a lot of BS on their end. But they do a lot of trade shows, and we met them because they're like, Huddle is like, oh, anal bleaching in the morning. So we do the Procell in the morning. So we did that in New York, and we all hit it off at the same time. So I've been in contact with all those people that work for them.
Yeah.
Really cool people.
And you are able to say names. It's not. Yeah.
I just,
Okay.
But there's been some
some
stuff.
Okay.
So I'd rather not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in it.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. And that's like, I don't, like, I just, it's a really fun company. I do believe in the company and their leadership. It's great.
Yeah.
But there's, I try to stay out of the drama and I'll observe from afar.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not get into it. But it's a great company. So, but Desiree works for a great company too. So they all are trying to achieve the same result. You know, without putting anything on the skin that's going to really harm the skin or give you a rash or anything like that. Obviously. I do believe in it because a lot of women they're self-conscious. I mean, some people are susceptible more to hyperpigmentation than others.
Yeah.
And that's just body.
Yeah.
Like I was going to say worldwide, but that's body-wide.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be the underarms, it could be the downstairs regions, it could be the neck. I see a lot of people with hyperpigmentation on their neck.
Yes.
They get it on their face. A lot of Native American people with higher Fitzpatrick's, they'll get it around like the face and the forehead. A lot of guys who play football all the time, they're in the sun, they get that big.
That big,
yeah.
So, and also insulin resistance.
Yep.
Yeah, it's around the neck or the knuckles a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're like.
But no, so I do believe in that. And I'm glad she's doing that. Not a lot of people that are my Procell clients are doing that. So she'll have a wide variety of clients to kind of market to.
Okay.
While she does do acne remediation, which is Procell is a great product for that. And with the intimate bleaching, I have, I'm kind of the middleman between the information, and I'm just trying to figure out if it's safe.
Yeah.
But
you're like, let me know how that works.
Yeah. I just have you used it? And the girl told me yes. So I'm like, all right. Well, I told Desiree. She said yes, but I'm not recommending it.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, this is your studio. You do whatever you want. I can't. You can, but I wouldn't market it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'd have to talk to Dr. Schwartz or Dan about it. But other than that, so it's just
one of the companies that I know goes really well together with Procell, and it's because of Chantel that I know is oh my gosh,
Bioskin.
Yeah. I know a lot of people do use, especially the green dots.
Yeah.
See that's the one thing that I know, it's because of the green dots. And I think everybody was going crazy over that. and then also with the Procell machine and kind of going, back and forth with that, how amazing results they were getting.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately, while I've seen it in action together, Procell, we're not affiliated with Bioskin in any way. So there are estheticians that still do it.
Yeah.
It came from the top at Procell saying that we do not, we don't condone nor approve of any TCA peel to be used in conjunction with Procell.
And see, and those are where my questions are, because I really, everybody uses it differently and everybody's promoting differently.
Legally,
yeah,
I can't recommend that nor say that it will work.
Okay.
Have I seen it done? Yes. Is it a great result? Also, yes. But that was before the media came out and Dr. Schwartz put a stop to all that. And it was just some, aesthetic political stuff.
Of course.
They're going back and forth between companies, and that it is what it is.
Yeah.
So that's not my decision to make. The only thing I could do is listen to them and what their direction is through leadership, and then just say,
yeah. And
you
because,
can.
And because Procell also has really good products. And I think we also forget that, and I say we as the beauty industry professionals, that we forget that the Procell is not just a machine. It has its own product line that you use within, the service. So when you're offering that service, you're offering the microchanneling with the DNA, right?
Well, DNA repair enzymes.
Repair enzymes,
serum,
yes.
So it's a mouthful.
Yeah. So what other products do y'all carry when it comes to that?
And there's been a lot of R&D on different stuff, but there's nothing officially released yet besides we came out with a different mask. So the sheet mask that we use at the end of the treatment, we have a face and neck treatment mask. And that would basically, it covers all the way down. And, so if you felt the mask, so you know how good it feels there.
Yes.
So if you get a neck treatment as well, if they're able to combo the treatment, it feels really good on the neck too. So, and it's able to cover that whole area. There's multiple different sizes of aftercare. There's the trial size and there's also the full size. We just changed the serums. We've we evolved the machines. So the devices themselves, so the MD right now is in its current, is in 7th generation. The Pro is in its 6th generation, about to be in 7th generation.
Oh, dang.
So if anybody wants to get on the 6th generation, I can get you $1,000 off for the time being. I'm not sure when this is going to come out, but just contact me on Instagram at Papa Dots.
So the machine also, are they changing the design of it?
Not the design as much as it is the internal. So the MD, which is the black one, a smaller, more aesthetic, lighter one that works faster and more efficiently. So if you have a busy spa, you really want to go for the MD because it cuts the treatment time down to about 40 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Whereas the Pro, which is the entry-level device, will take about 50 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
So that 20 minutes in a busy spa really counts because you can be numbing your next client or if you're doing permanent makeup or something like that, go get them set up while the other person's under the mask or the red light or whatever combo treatment you've already sold them. And then, you can kind of piggyback on that the whole day. Now, if you get the Pro, it's an entry-level device. I will tell you that there is enough profit built into the Procell program that you can upgrade your device within 3 months.
Okay.
So as long as you put your money back in your business.
Yeah.
If you put money in your pocket and you're not really reinvesting in yourself, I can't tell you if that's right or wrong. But I will tell you, I owned the business for 7 years and I never took money out of it until I lost my house in a hurricane.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, so there's the two masks, there's the new serums, the two devices that are out, the Pro and the MD, and there's the Pro serum and the MD serum. The Pro serum is something that we usually tell people 30 and under. It's more of a preventative versus the MD, which is double the concentration of the cytokines and the DNA repair enzymes in it. And you will get a faster result. And the price difference is a little bit, it's not even that substantial. So you might save $200 on a treatment pack when you buy it directly from Procell. But you're not going to charge your client different. Yeah. Because they're coming to you for a service for a corrective or a preventative measure. This is the price.
Yes.
They're not going to put an MD price and a Pro price.
No,
they're coming to you for Procell to Procell treatment, period. And so myself and Chantel and a lot of the practitioners, besides maybe a couple like in different states, that they use Pro exclusively because they see a lot younger clients. I get it. Yeah. The price, it makes sense. But do we want to keep them coming in for 8 treatments when we can knock that out in 5? Yeah.
So one of the things too, when are you only a rep for here in or for Texas?
I'm international.
Okay, cool. So if I have clients who are needing, machines in Colorado, you could go or not go, but you could talk to them, right?
Yeah. So I'm actually an international rep. So I have clients in South Africa.
Oh, shit.
And I also have, clients. I have clients in West Palm Beach. I have clients in California, New York, all the way up to like Montana. So we don't have territories. So that's the good thing about it. The bad thing about it, there's about 75 reps that don't have territories either. So everybody's canvassing in different locations. And I have a pretty good book of business. I have a lot of referrals. Most of my clients, I'd rather come from a referral because I've been in sales for a long time. I really hate cold calling people.
Yeah.
Nobody answers the phone.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, all the spam calls come from a 504 number lately. I have a 504 area code, so I'm not even going to bother. So send you an email.
Yeah.
But we do market to national and international. There is distributorship opportunities for people that are outside the U.S. So not in Canada. Canada's locked down. But, South Africa, that distributorship kind of somewhat is on the – it didn't really happen. We got to the point of signing the contract, and it just never got past that point. I was happy. I was ready because I'm going to fly to South Africa. But it didn't happen. So the different countries, Mexico, I think, is at a non-exclusive. You can be a distributor down there, but you can't be exclusive unless you pretty much pay more than what the Mexico exclusive distributor is paying. And I don't know who has that down there, and I don't know where it's at. I don't have anything in front of me right now, obviously. But outside of the U.S., if it makes sense, you can be a distributor for your country, and then you can be the Procell distributor in that country.
Dang,
you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So it's really good because we just ship you a pallet worth of Procell shit, and you just figure it out.
Yeah.
So you usually have to prove that you have a LLC. It's actually a business. You have to show that you have warehouse, and you have to have a CRM. You have to have everything that can track. Because if something goes wrong, if we have a recall on something, it would record a batch number. You have to know where that product went, so we can recall that and do any corrective measures. Yeah. We've never had that yet, but it happens. Nothing's perfect. So, but in the 12 years that we've been open, it's never happened yet.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, still territories. I kind of wish there was sometimes because there are people in our network, that extended network, that are Procell practitioners that have a rep in Maine. And they're in our network, and I'm like, I still will. And no matter what, all the Procell reps are really cool. So I would never make any money off of that person's thing. But like if, I'm not sure if you know Marisa.
Yes.
So she's a Procell rep, and her
she's the RN, right?
I don't know if she's an RN.
Maybe it's a
I think she's an esthetician. Yeah. So it's one of Pam's friends. So her rep is in Maine, and some people, 99% of the guys and girls are cool there. But even if I'm not making money, you're making all the money. A lot of people don't want you to go train their clients.
Why?
And stuff like that. I'm like, I don't like, or do an open house. Like anybody in San Antonio, I don't care if Procell hears this. I'll do everybody's open house for free. I don't charge you any money. If you want to buy me lunch, great.
Yeah.
I was able to make Pam, I'm not sure if she said this on a podcast, but with the open house that we did for Pam, I was able to make $12,000 in one day. That's $12,000, not $1,200, $12,000. So at the time, she was in an older studio. The AC was on the fritz. She needed a sign. She had some stuff with the family. She wanted to take them on vacation. And through just that one day, we were able to make enough money for her to do all of that.
I sometimes I feel like people don't take advantage of things like this, and especially like when you are offering the help, when you are offering on creating that open house, because obviously you know how to sell it. Mm-hmm. You know exactly what you need to do to be able to get them to buy packages. Mm-hmm. And people, the moment you tell them those wrinkles are going to be diminished or they're going to look plump, whatever it is, okay, I'm down.
Yeah. That was and I'll tell Pam this every time that it comes up in conversation.
Yeah.
I give her all the credit in the world because I literally sat with her. It was an hour the day before her open house. I sat with her for hours trying to help her out with menu pricing, and all of her stuff was high end. She's been doing it for a long time. She has a really high end clientele. Yeah. I did not know that at the time. And when she's telling me she's going to charge $600 for a combo treatment, including Procell, I looked at her and I was like, Pam, I understand. But let's get an introductory rate to try to entice people to come in. Yeah. The next day we did the open house. They had people calling their sister, all this other stuff. They was selling packages, and she invited me to a networking event after, and she showed me her whatever app. I think it was Square or something. Yeah. She showed me how much money we brought, and she's like, I can't see this. Can you see? I was like, that's $12,000. And I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And
I'll be like, Pam, have another open house.
yeah, and like I believe in it so much, and no matter what, if you succeed, I'm going to succeed anyway. There are other practitioners that may or may not charge it, depending on if they're out of state or something like that. So Procell has an open house program, and that's available to everybody who's stateside. So you would basically have to market a little bit, and we'll help you with that.
Yeah.
And market for 30 to 45 days that you're going to have an open house, and then you just buy an open house treatment package, and then Procell flies me out for a day. I have to buy my Airbnb, whatever it is. But just from the money that I made off that my open house, it's kind of free for the customer. But at the same time, it's a small investment, but you're going to set yourself up for 6 months of clients.
Man, right now as you're talking, I have one of my clients who she is right at the, at the top of my head right now. And she's in Denver. Mm-hmm. So I've
never been to Colorado. I'm ready.
Dude, she's a new ST. She got her license back in November, but she has her own studio, and her name's Alejandra, and she is ready to just get the ball rolling in a lot of the things. And I know we've been talking about the microneedling and the what is it? Oh my gosh. Well, no, where she has to do the blood draws and the plasma.
PRP?
Yeah, PRP. Oh. And so she's been talking about that. We literally just talked about that today. So that's why she's the one that's right at the top of my head, because you talking about all this and being able to get her to sell packages and do all this crap. Mm-hmm. Her business could bloom.
Which one of these is my camera?
So it's this one up here and that one up there.
Alejandra, PRP is only as good as the cytokines and growth factors inside the person's body.
Oh.
So if they're 40, 50 years old, they're not going to have that many growth factors in their body. So you can draw blood all day until you're doing a vampire on them.
Yeah.
And they do the PRP, and they might get a result. They're not going to get a Procell result.
Bro, I'm actually going to talk to her today.
So
I'm going to get, is it cool if I give her your contact?
Yeah, that's fine. Right. Yeah, whatever. So that's totally fine. But I kind of touched on it earlier. So a lot of Procell marketing kind of surrounds around our own body's repair enzymes. So there's a chart, and it's a graphic that Procell provides. We give it out at the trade shows and stuff like that. And it's basically, when we're 0 to 2 years old, our growth factors and everything are at 99%.
Yeah.
When we're 20, they're at 75%.
Yeah.
And when we're 30, they drop down 50%. And past 40, they're at 2 to 10%.
Damn.
And if this person's in their 30s, they're not going to get what they're going to get from Procell.
Yeah.
They're not going to get probably what they would get from a salmon DNA. I don't know too much about that stuff, but I see a good result.
There is a good result, man.
They'll probably get a better result using something like BioRepio versus going and get your blood drawn and somebody sticking you in the face. A lot of time when they do PRP, it's going to be microneedling.
Yeah.
So it's just you're putting your own blood and tearing your face up where you got to go hide from the sun for 7 days.
I literally need to talk to her ASAP.
Yeah, and you can give her my phone number, whatever. Yeah. That's totally fine. But I believe in it so much because I've seen the lives it's changed.
Yeah.
In some of the lower income areas, you can still make money. Mm-hmm. I have a client in Detroit. She's absolutely killing it. She got no discredit to Pam, but she went on the news before Pam went on the news in Detroit. And I was so proud of how I was reposting. I was this is awesome. And then Pam went on the news and oh man, everybody's going to the news and just spreading Procell. Where I don't know of any other clients in the Procell ecosystem that have been on the news, but it just so happens that two of mine have.
Two of yours, yeah.
And I'm super proud of these ladies. And, Bianca, shout out. I don't know if you can hear or see this, but she's in Detroit. And she, Detroit is, statistically a lower income area, just like New Orleans. No, New Orleans, we built a pretty decent business in New Orleans. Chantel, all the credit to her. It's she made a ton of money doing brows because she's one of the best.
Yeah.
Period. But in Louisiana, there's one other girl that she gets her brows done by that I would say that's in the running with her. But everybody else, my friend Heather is really good too.
Yeah.
But other than those three in the state of Louisiana, I wouldn't trust anybody around my face.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get microbladed eyebrows or micro shaded. But
do you still want to learn eyebrows?
Actually, I do.
Yeah.
So one of my other Procell clients, she works here, and she does permanent makeup.
Okay.
And we just took the master class for scalp micropigmentation, and I wanted to talk about this too. But my heart is in education. So I've always wanted to pass something along to somebody. I don't have any kids, so like I if estheticians, coming to me for Procell, I would like to educate them in my fullest capacity to let them make money. If they need anything from me, open house, whatever it is, most of the time I'll do it free. Any discounts that are out, I'll definitely take care of them. I also sometimes, somebody's pressing, I won't name any names, but people have reached out and asking for a discount. I'll take no commission on it just because I know, that client's going to come back.
Yeah.
But I take care of my people, but I also like to train. So with Procell, when we do open houses and stuff like that, and we're at trade shows, we're able to educate the masses. And Procell being out 11, 12 years, there's still so many people that never even heard of it. There's a lot of kind of back and forth online about different stuff, and there's competitors out there, and I think competition's healthy.
Yeah.
But from this particular company, they didn't like Procell, and I saw them at a trade show, and one of the guys tried to get confrontational with me in Vegas, and I'm like, I ain't the one, dog. Like, I hope you were talking to somebody else, 'cause I'm not that guy, because we get down, you know what I mean? And he was a little bit older, but I think competition's healthy. Just being in business, when I had a screen print and graphic design business, there's enough money out there for everybody. That's estheticians, artists, whatever it is. And the starving artists, you hear that a lot. But if you apply yourself and you put out a good product, you'll make money. Yeah. You might need to niche down and just find something you're really good at. And just to get you by in the dark times or the slow times, but that's with aesthetics. That's with anything else like that. But yeah, my heart is in teaching. So when we took our master class, our master certification, so me and Chantel are certified to train people in SMP.
That's awesome.
And I can train people in Procell. I'm certified, through and through with Procell. Yeah. So, but for SMP, like a lot of barbers and permanent makeup artists that want to learn this stuff, and one of my clients here that is really, really good at brows. And I didn't know she was this good when I was training her with Procell, but I've been keeping up with her online. I was like, really, like this is like, you're almost like at Chantel's level.
Dang.
And it's good to know, because I've been to HEB. I've been seeing these people like,
I've been seeing your brows.
Who the fuck did you know? Like, I know Brittany does great brows, but like I've seen people in HEB like, why do you look so surprised? Yeah. Like, what are we doing? But they're drawn on, or they're micro shaded on, and it's like, I know that's not going to wash off, and I'm sorry, it's going to take 7 years, or a laser, which is kind of painful. But no, so she wants to trade. So we're going to probably trade, brow training for scalp
SMP.
training.
That's awesome.
So and I really would love that. So actually, when I started, so Chantel did a brow class, and I had my little practice sheet, and she literally made me hide it from the other girls, because I was just doing my thing, and like it was like way better than everybody else. But I have experience with machines.
Yeah,
it's just second nature. So I hid it from him, and I just kind of scratched the other side of it. I was, oh, here's what I got. But no, I do have a natural hand just with anything artistic. So I do want to learn that. I've taken a little bit of hiatus behind a chair right now. I want to try to focus on curriculum and try to bring a good product to anybody who wants to come to me for training. And Chantel, and being in Jacksonville now, I know she wants to do it too. But she sometimes might get a little nervous. Yeah. But I'm like an open book. Introverted, extrovert, if that makes sense.
It does.
Probably doesn't, but
no, I get it.
But if you're coming to me for a service to learn, like I definitely want to put my full heart into it. Yeah. So I want you to be able to make money. There are a lot. There's so just in Texas. There's so many really bad trainers out here with really big, just hooked up with the right people, and they help market them. But they're saying, oh, my training is $3,500, $3,000. But then they can't make the payment. They're like, he's like, oh, I'll do it for $500.
And that's when you're like, there's something wrong.
And I've met some of the barbers that have gone to him and got trained and said they're 2 times SMP certified. I'm sorry, but
I know who you're
with
talking
a
about.
blindfold, I can do a better SMP than you can do without a blindfold. And I'm not trying to say I'm not the best at all, but like, I go for a natural result. I don't put helmets on heads. I don't have the big blown out impressions. Yeah. And I want you to have a happy result. I want to change your life.
Especially because what size needle do you use for it?
So we just got certified with the blends needles, which is a lot smaller.
I know which one.
So I used to use FYT. So I would do the 0.20 and then the 0.18. Okay. Which and we transitioned to the blends needles. So Victor, shout out Victor. He's the mentor from Idaho. So he gave us the master class.
Because it's more of like, it's that. Yeah, so I always thought, and maybe I am wrong, but I always pictured of one liner, like the one round liner, right? And just like, And to
Yeah.
me, that, oh my gosh.
If you do it like that, it'll take about 10 hours to do somebody's head,
that's
just in
what
one session. So.
And, but then, like, as I've been watching more, I'm like, no, that's not how it is. It is more of like that, right?
No, it's
Not even. It's still.
Yeah, so it's just the way people, the experienced artists you see on social media, the way they do it, they rest their hand like this, and then they wrap the device so big.
Yeah.
All we're doing is this.
Yeah.
So it's not like this. If you do this, you're gonna be very
so
tired.
just like, dang.
But yeah, the blends needles, they stay sharper.
Yeah.
So the original blends needles that came out, I had a couple of colleagues that reviewed them, and they were very experienced. And they said that it just was spitting ink everywhere.
Yeah.
But they came out with a version 2. And the version 2 right now is the current model, and I have no complaints.
Okay.
It's way outperforming FYT. I love FYT to death. I still use FYT like for practice and stuff like that. But blends, they stay sharper longer.
Okay.
And it's really good.
Especially like for it's a bigger surface.
Yeah. So the whole head with FYT, I used to go through about 4 to 5 needles for one session. I would start with a more dense needle in the back and then transition to the 18 when it comes towards the forehead.
Yeah.
But excuse me, the blends needles, they stay sharper long. I'm using like maybe 3.
Yeah.
So it cuts my needles in half.
I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I love doing brows. Like I took a class and
Yeah,
I
the
did
brows, that's
oh
more
my
the pendulum.
gosh,
Yeah.
I love it. I love doing tiny tattoos. That's where my jam is. But I don't think I could do, even like when girls want to do lashes, there is no way in hell that I could sit there and apply one lash at a time. Like there is no way.
Yeah.
I couldn't. So what you do too, like that's amazing because I couldn't. I've always said if I'm ever going to go behind the chair again or do any of it, I would buy myself a Procell machine. And that is all. That and dermaplane would be the only services I offer.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, Procell is good. It's really, it's not enjoyable. It's 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, and it's like, it's real. I feel like it's relaxing.
It is.
Even when Jackie was doing it on me, at first I was like, shit, this is gonna hurt, and then I was like, oh, it doesn't, like, it's not a big deal.
Did she ever do the 0.25 depth on your face?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So-
I think Pam is probably the one that does that.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, our esthetician Alexis in New Orleans, she did 0.5 on my face, and we numbed, but I didn't know you were supposed to numb for 20 minutes. I numbed for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh, we're good, whatever, I'll get this shit off my face. And I went and sat in a chair, and I'm like, why are you mad at me? What did I do? And she's like, I'm literally just going I was like, this shit hurts. So it wasn't like I got up out the chair like, oh, I need to numb more. I powered through it, but it was just different. It was like, all right, well, it's double the depth.
Yeah.
It does get deeper in the lines and stuff like that. Like I had really bad crow's feet.
Yeah.
And I had 11s, and I still have my forehead folds, but that's, I worked with a hard hat for 10 years too. So it's like a lot of that's contributing.
You guys, he really is like 80.
Yeah.
But, look at his face.
I just turned 96 actually. So I'm 96 years old. My cane is over there.
No, but I mean, do you do the Procell on yourself?
The hair one?
No, on your face.
I had a video on Instagram that I actually did it. We were in Sacramento, and usually the night before the show, like a trade show, I'll do Procell on my face to make sure I'm all glowy. And it's a cheat. It's a cheap trick to do. But they do give us demo supplies and stuff like that. Demo kits and whatnot. But we also, as practitioners, we order we ordered like the serums and everything like that. So I'll make sure I have a nice fresh MD with a fresh mask, and take care of that the night before. And it's just you look night and day different.
Yeah.
And then when you're trying to sell a product, and if the people that are really gung ho and like really holding on to the microneedling movement, you can say, well, I did Procell on my face last night, and here's the video.
Yeah.
Look at the timestamp. Like, oh my God, no way, you're not even red. I'm like, yeah, I know. Buy it. Can you buy it now? Because like this, I'm a testimonial.
Yeah.
I did want to touch on this too. I'm not sure if this is frowned upon or not, but I used to have gauges.
Yeah.
I used to be able to put my thumb through the gauges. And Procell helped me close it up to be a normal earring hole. Yeah. So I had that, and I had texture on my forehead from the hard hat, and it took care of most of that. So I still have texture from like the gym and stuff because I wear hoodies. But it's corrected a lot of stuff on my face and like my ears too.
Yeah.
Because being in the sales and now as a project manager, I'm meeting with customers and clients every day, and it's like,
so you're like, all right, skincare.
yeah. So sales really drove the skincare difference. But we're doing what I do now. It's like I meet with a lot of way hire people, and I just want to
Yeah.
not look as shitty. So
Yeah.
Procell definitely helps out.
That's awesome. Oh man. All right. So tell us again where they could find you.
So Papa Dots on Instagram, POPPADOTS on Instagram, and Papa Dots 504 on TikTok. I think.
cool.
So those two.
Yeah. So if you guys need to get, actually not if you need to get, because you need to get this machine, but hit him up, because I assure you, you will have the clientele for this. Like, I'm one that I'm barely, again, restarted the treatment again. And I'm about to do the second treatment this week. Mm-hmm. And I have nothing but good things to say about it. And I'm telling you, it's going to be one of these days I will be calling you up to get this machine, because I freaking want it.
Yeah, we'll take care of you for sure.
Yeah, I want it. I want to be able to do the scalp treatments on my husband. Mm-hmm. Like, also that, is it different serums for scalp and, okay.
Yep, so same devices, different tips, and also the different serum.
Okay.
So the Procell hair. So if a lady has longer hair, we usually get the precision tip, which is a lot smaller, where you can part the hair and get in between.
Okay.
And then if somebody has like shorter hair, like my hair is basically shaved. If you have somebody like that that's just trying to get their some hair regrowth back when their hair is really really short like this, you could use the face tip, which is like a medium sized tip with the 0.5 depth. You just want to use 0.5 to get past any hair any existing hair that's there. So the hair treatments come with the hair serum, and they come with the aftercare.
Okay.
So it's aftercare that lasts about 25, 30 days.
Okay.
So you'll put that on before bed, and it's like a topical that works hand in hand.
Dang. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah. So you know where you can find them. I'm excited to be able to introduce you to I have a couple clients, but that one client in particular, I'm excited to introduce you to her.
I'm excited too.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having
looking forward to this. I know Chantel did mention this morning when I was like searching for you. She's like, I can't wait to hear this. This is going to be so fun. So thank you so much for being on. And thank y'all for watching. And again, you guys could find them at
Instagram at Papa Dots, POPPADOTS.
Yes. And you guys can find me at Beauty Pro Bookkeeping and Beauty Bound TX. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.